Apple Intelligence is here. Everybody give it up for Apple Intelligence. We've waited.
Yay! We've
love
waited
Apple
months.
Intelligence.
It's so intelligent, and all the features are here, right, Sam?
Yeah, they actually released all the cool stuff. You can now make Gen emojis. You can now make images. You can now have the full version of Siri that has context about you personally. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Are you telling me they lied?
No, they didn't lie. It's just, it turns out that they released some of the features, but not all of the features. And it's really weird, and it kind of feels like Android. I'm going to say it. They're doing a really weird rollout that feels like fragmented and confusing.
It kind of feels like a lie.
Yeah, it's just like they announced a lot of stuff to obviously make people excited. And then me and you got excited, and we were very vocal and excited.
Very excited.
But now it's out on the phone, and it's like, cool. But it's also not coming till October.
At least new Siri animations there, right? Right?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I need to pull up that animation just for the people at home.
I have a confession.
What?
I have not installed the beta.
I've only installed it on my secondary phone, not my
Oh,
main
well, not all of
phone.
us are rich and famous.
I know.
Have a second
I know.
phone.
It's tough, but look at this animation. I mean, this is just, I know you guys know what it looks like, but seeing it in person, it is... Woo.
Is that the sound that it makes? I hope when I get it, it makes that sound. Can we put that in
by
somewhere?
the time it rolls out for everybody by October, it's going to make that sound.
It's just Sam going, woo!
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a good time. It's a good vibe. I absolutely love it with all my heart. But it's like kind of the same. Like it can do, like you can stumble over your words now, which is cool.
Yeah, she'll understand. That's great.
But like aside from the stumbling,
when I worked at Amazon for that brief period of my life and hated every second of it. When I was on set hosting Livewire, the show, we had a teleprompter, right? And in the teleprompter, it mentioned Alexa, of course, not Siri. Yeah. And I had a whole stern talking to in my dressing room before I got on set about how Alexa is gender neutral. You are not to say she or he. Do you think Siri is the same way?
Yeah, if you ask Siri what gender they are, they say, I don't have a gender.
But I always say she because Siri sounds like also, the name Siri sounds like a woman, but her voice also.
What gender are you? I don't have a gender. This is even the old version of Siri, so that's how you know it's legit.
Huh.
No gender.
So how do you refer... Are the days gone of us being able to call Siri her, she, her?
I mean, I think you would just say they properly, but I also
are there
say
pronouns?
I use she, her pronouns for Siri.
Okay, so the pronouns for Siri are seer, e.
I'm not sure.
Seer/e.
That is an interesting one, though. I feel like Apple kind of dug a hole for themselves because they were like, "Yeah, we need the voice assistant to clearly be a woman," and then they were like, "Actually, maybe that's a bad idea."
Well, you can also choose a male voice. Like you get to choose.
Well, now you can, but for years it was just a woman serving you, and a lot of people were like, "You know what? Maybe that's a little bad. Maybe we shouldn't, have the default
maybe that's
being
a little
like
bad."
Yeah, maybe we should like work to make it better. So now we've just got this Siri that can like, I don't know. It's pretty.
Okay, well, since all of the good features are delayed, I'm going to guess the iPhone is delayed as well?
No, actually. Breaking news, everybody.
No, it's not delayed.
The iPhone 16, according to Mark Gurman, is on track for launch in September. Everybody give it up for the iPhone 16.
Can I tell you a great secret?
What?
Never once, even a little bit, did I think the iPhone might be delayed because of the features being delayed. That didn't cross my mind.
Yeah, I guess
that sounds like a John Prosser leak. That sounds like one I could have done. Don't worry. Really I have on good authority that it's coming out in September. If I said that, though, it would come out in October. Because fuck me.
Yeah, that's very true. I don't know. The Apple Intelligence stuff is cool. We've got the writing tools are fun, where you can like rewrite things. That is actually useful. I showed those. Actually, I guess I could pull up some of these in my video that I made just so we have some context for what we're talking about.
I'm glad one of us makes videos about this stuff.
I know. You just make clickbait videos about the next iPhone. It's okay.
I think my videos are very much not clickbait currently.
You did say first look at a device that we don't actually have any schematics for, but I'm going to talk to you about this later. Okay, we're
Okay,
going
go
to get
ahead.
there.
Go ahead.
You're jumping the gun.
Okay,
all
go
right? Because
ahead.
you like to put me under the gun sometimes. So guess what?
I'm
The
going
gun
under
goes
the gun.
both ways.
Okay.
It's a
It's got two holes.
But yeah, anyway, the new AI
What if
feature
there
is
was a
like,
gun that had two exits and the trigger was down here? It was like a T. And when you pull the trigger, it's like 50-50. You don't know which way it's going. Is that us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's like 1 week I'm under it, and then the next
Okay.
week we never
like
know. But yeah, we got new Siri animation, obviously. We've got some other stuff, like you can stumble over your words. You can ask about Apple products that has that knowledge. It can tell you how to, like, reset an AirTag or erase your iPhone.
Okay.
The rewriting tools are cool. It made a very mean message that said, I'm done with you, into, I've decided to end our collaboration and request that you delete my... Let me just read the original message to what it converted it to. It is really entertaining to read these. I said, I'm done with you. Delete me number. You don't know how lucky you were. I hate you and never want to talk to you again. And forget working together. Get a life, pal.
I'm sorry. Did you say delete me?
I did.
You know what, Sam? I love the internet. Do you love the internet?
It's my favorite thing in the world.
The only thing is, humanity was not equipped to deal with the amount of attention and data that gets put out there on the internet. You used to live in a little hut and only know the people that were in the hut. And if you lived in a different hut, you couldn't find information about the people in the hut next to you. That's not how that works. But now, everyone can see in your hut. They can see your social security name, number, contact information, social security, home address, and guess what? Even information on the other people in your hut. Not just you, but your relatives. It's terrible. And there's only one company that can take this on. Data brokers are evil. They're collecting the information and selling it to anyone that has the money to buy it. And DeleteMe is the only team that can counteract.
Guys, DeleteMe is something John and we can't live without it. Listen, it is a service that finds and removes personal information you don't want online and makes sure it stays off. They're like if a construction site was always under construction.
Okay.
Like they're always making sure that it's going to be up to date.
I like it. I like that.
Yeah, that's what DeleteMe does, guys. Listen, it's an amazing service. We use it all the time. They, I mean, what is there to say? They prevent
like
potential
the best
ID theft
because there's no work on your end. You give them a small amount of money, and then they take care of you until you start giving them money.
They prevent potential ID theft, potential doxing, potential phishing scams. These are all real things that John and I have to worry about as people online or people offline. They could be going after my mom, my dad. I would say the same about John, but he doesn't have those anymore. So
That's
right now, guys,
because I didn't have DeleteMe.
Yeah. They'd still be here if he was using DeleteMe. So guys, take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for DeleteMe. Now at a special discount for our listeners. So listen up, okay? Today, get 20% off your DeleteMe plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/geniusbar and use promo code geniusbar at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/geniusbar and enter code geniusbar at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/geniusbar, code geniusbar.
Everyone else has to pay 100%, and you get 20% off with code geniusbar at joindeleteme.com/geniusbar. And thank you, DeleteMe, for sponsoring this episode and keeping us safe.
You're to go.
Oh, I couldn't pass it up. Okay,
that was actually a perfect segue. We should try to do this more often.
Okay, thank you.
And the Siri, for context, that was a very mean message that it rewrote to. I've decided to end our collaboration and request that you delete my contact information. I sincerely hope you can respect my decision and move on. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
That's very polite.
Breakup text about to go crazy.
Yay. I hate AI. I hate it. We're all going to be dead. I had a YouTube video recommended to me that was Breaking Bad in the 50s. It was completely AI generated and horrifying because all the characters look like them, but in the 50s. It was narrated by a 50s narrator. It was all AI, 100% of it.
I don't like that at all. Why did you watch that? That would give me
wish
nightmares.
I didn't. I'll never unsee it.
Okay. But yeah, we got the rewriting tools. We got the auto responses.
Are you okay? Are we losing you?
Yeah, I just burped for a second, but nobody noticed it. We have the cool like AI photos generation where you got the cool animation go zoom, 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 zoom. That's really fun. And then this guy's also built into the beta, but he's mid.
No, he's pretty cool. We stand
Depends
this
on the
man.
video. But yeah, so Apple Intelligence stuff is out in 18.1 beta, but it's coming in October, so that means that, which just doesn't make any sense and is so silly, that the iPhone 16 is going to launch with none of the new AI features for a month.
Yep. Actually, yes.
So it's just like, why are we releasing them in September, TBH? Like,
What I have a maybe a more intense question, and my question is, why did we announce it at all?
it almost feels like they should have waited to do an October AI event, right?
Or just announce it in September and be like, it's going to be out next month.
Yeah, that feels more fair. Because the other thing, guys, is that it's not, and they've confirmed this, like, it's not that, oh, everything is just coming this fall. Like, a lot of stuff that they've shown off, there's just no release date for. For example, Tim Cook only committed to ChatGPT integration by the end of the calendar year.
Why?
So it's,
Why, Tim?
It could genuinely be December 18th before we get ChatGPT integration, which will be 6 months in between announcement and release. And it's getting a little, a bit tiring. Just that we get really excited and then they show off everybody and they're excited and stock goes wee blue 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 blue.
We should start a
slowly
movement to fix this. To make
I think I have a
them great.
catchphrase. Yeah.
But they were great before, so what if we could make them great again?
MAGA. Make Apple
MAGA.
great again.
I like it. I wonder what color should go behind that.
Hey, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to talk
Because
to
when I hear MAGA, I see a certain color. I don't know why. It's just like by default, and my brain's weird. Maybe it's Apple Intelligence getting in there.
Yeah, well, I think we need Apple Intelligence to rethink some of our business strategy here. I agree, though. It's kind of like make Apple great again. Steve Jobs wouldn't announce something and then ship it months later, except for the original iPhone and probably a lot of other things that I'm forgetting.
I think if this happens, Steve would actually unironically murder Tim.
I started reading the Steve Jobs biography finally.
Oh yeah? How do you have time to do that?
I read it before bed when my friends were staying with me. But I've realized the reason I have a hard time reading is that I am just really slow, and that it took me about 30 minutes to read 10 pages, which is tough because that means it's going to take me years to finish this book.
But you are allowed to read at your own pace. It's only you. The only thing you're competing against is you.
But I have trauma from high school where it was read 3 chapters a night and then come and take the quiz the next day. And then the smart kids would all just breeze through it and remember every detail. And I would try really hard to read it.
And they would spank you.
I would, sure, they would spank me with a copy of Shakespeare we were reading. And then I would fail the reading quizzes. And my teacher would be like, Sam, why didn't you read? All the other smart kids read and you're in an honor class. And I was like, Mr. Sargent, that was his name. He was actually a really good guy.
Okay.
I was like, Mr. Sargent, I did read. I'm just really bad at remembering my comprehension. And he was like, you know what else Mr. Sargent told me that, to this day he was wrong about?
Oh God, we are unpacking a can of worms here. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You think
this is his therapy.
Mr. Sargent is watching?
Dr. Prosser. I think probably not. He probably is with his wife and kids and family.
Okay. I see.
He told me, because I was never like the other boys. I was always a little different. And he told me, he goes, Sam, when you go to college, you might be the only Sam Kohl here. But when you go to college, there's going to be 100 Sam Kohls there. You got to be ready for that.
Were there 100 of you?
And to this day, I've still never found another me.
What does that mean? Is he saying literally the name Sam Kohl? Or is he saying you ain't even special?
Exactly. He's
saying
you think you're hot shit here, but when you get, he's like, and you might be.
Terrible.
You think you're it, you might be it here. But when you get to college, there's going to be 100 of you.
Teacher said the same thing to me, so I didn't go to college. I said,
and look at you now.
I'll never find out if I never go. I am still the only
I don't think he
me.
meant that mean. And he generally was one of my favorite teachers because he was also the same teacher that he hated technology. So he had a broken iPhone 2G, and he, rather than fixing his broken screen, and this was in 2013, by the way. So it's already 6 years old,
Yeah.
and it's an iPhone 2G,
Perfect.
so their first one probably not going to be the fastest. He would use it through a plastic sandwich bag, and he did that for all 4 years of
So
my
he
college,
wouldn't
of
cut
high
his
school
fingers
experience.
up?
Yeah, because he was like, I don't want to replace it, and technically it's still functional. So he would just use it through a plastic bag.
That thing probably had 4 gigabytes of memory or storage, not memory.
Yeah.
I wish you had 4 gigabytes of memory back then.
Yeah, that would have been crazy.
That's what we have now, 20 years later.
So yeah, that was Mr. Sargent. He was an interesting guy, but I think he'd also be disappointed. And we should have him on the podcast because that would be.
Unironically, there's a teacher of mine that was my multimedia teacher that was also the first subscriber to Front Page Tech, and he actually does watch this show.
Oh.
So if you're watching this and you hear it, you should text me, and we'll get Mr. Sargent and you on the show. What if we just replace us with our teachers?
Oh, and we collect the check every week? The massive DeleteMe
No, just 1 week. Just 1 week is our teachers talking shit about us for an hour.
I was pretty good in school. I think you maybe acted
Oh
out a
yeah,
bit
me
more
too.
than me.
Yeah, me too. That's what I was getting at.
But you had some shit going on. I had like the nuclear family, and you didn't have a family, so I get it was a little bit
I just slept a lot.
Really? Was it because you didn't sleep at home, or what was the?
I had a job, and I would get off at like 2 a.m, go to sleep a little bit, get to school at 6 or 7 a.m, and sleep in school. And if Front Page Tech wouldn't have worked, I would definitely be like a DoorDash driver, work at McDonald's, and try to do construction all at the same time because I'm not like good at anything. And so I figured if I start there, those would be good trades to learn.
I think you're good at everything, and it's just hard for you to specialize because you're so talented.
Yeah, that's it. I'm just so talented. If Front Page Tech wouldn't have worked, dude, I would be so screwed.
Yeah, we were just driving around the Warner Bros. Back lot today in LA, like we did like the studio tour thing. And I was just like, man, that would be me, just being a little camera guy.
That would be me. Oh, you would still be in the biz somehow?
Yeah. I'm not going to work at a Walgreens.
I might. See, here's the thing. I think I'm a selfish person creatively. Like, I don't think I could just go run a camera and not be on camera because I'd want to be the person that everyone sees because I'm an asshole.
I mean, I feel that as well. Don't get me wrong, but you got to work your way up to be the. Actually, I'm not a good actor at all, but
how do you know?
Because I tried acting today at the Warner Bros. They had like an ADR booth where you could like practice dialogue, and it sounded like I was just reading an iPhone Rumors video back.
Well, you were under pressure.
There was a live studio audience, and I was like, "This is a lot."
Yeah, it's not your fault.
And it was a scene from The Matrix where he was like, "Take this blue." He said it like the cool way that he did as the actor, and then I was like, "Take this blue pill and everything goes new. Take the red pill, you wake up and everything's different." Like
that's your best.
and that was the moment where I realized maybe I'm better off on iPhone YouTube.
Okay, yeah. I have very exciting news for the podcast, and we're still a little bit early in the recording, so I want to make sure that if you came early and you're still here, you're going to get early bonuses. And that is...
Okay. What is it? Drum roll?
Run right now. iPad minis are on sale for $379. You can buy any iPad mini, $370. Well, they start at $379. I think that's very important. Right now, I'm not even going to give you an affiliate link. Just go look on Amazon, I think is the place. I'm sorry, is there an issue? They get to leave today's episode with a deal on DeleteMe and a deal on iPad minis. That's pretty good.
They're getting louder. Do you hear how they're getting louder?
I can't even hear you. That's how loud they are. It sounds like they're booing you.
In that case, they're not booing anyone. Dude, you're not telling people to buy the iPad mini before the new one comes out. That's crazy talk.
Is it going to matter? The people buying
According
the iPad
to you,
mini...
it's the biggest iPad mini update in years this year.
Oh, dude, you don't even know.
According to your hopes and dreams.
Do you think I could, not use my phone or Mac and just go iPad mini for a few months?
I think that would be a great video that you should make because it would be entertaining and I would watch. I would click on that.
So I have to make the video on the iPad Mini as well, or
You have
like
to
when I
shoot
get my
it,
computer back.
edit it. Yeah, everything. I used only an iPad Mini for 6 months.
6 months? I was said a month. How'd you make it
2 million
6?
view video. That's a 2
terrible.
million view video.
How'd you make it 6?
Because it's got to be interesting. You got to take a 6-month break.
That breaks my rule, though.
What's your rule?
No work on iPad Mini, only fun. There is no Gmail on my iPad Mini, only fun. No YouTube Studio on the iPad Mini, only fun.
Oh man, YouTube Studio is dangerous.
Yeah, dude, I wish someone could stop me from installing that on devices. It's not a good place to be.
I know it's not a good place to put ourselves. But anyway, we got Apple Intelligence is like basically they just haven't said when all the like basically the one thing I want to see is Genmoji. That's like the one, and I know that's silly, but that sounds really fun.
Mhm.
And I'm starting to realize maybe these AI features that they announced were not as big of a deal. And
You
I
don't
don't know.
think so?
Maybe it's just because they're rolling out the weak ones first. Like, okay, we've been able to rewrite stuff with AI. It is really fast because it runs on device. I will say.
Okay.
But
that
you know.
to me, this just means the other stuff literally isn't done. They announced it
Oh yeah, that's
before it was done.
You're right.
way
Of
before.
course. But that's what they did with Vision Pro as well. And look at Vision Pro.
Did they not learn their lesson?
No.
We have been on this show trying to tell them, and no one listens to
We're
us.
trying. We're
And
trying.
look what happened.
We're trying to
Someone should
teach
make a supercut of
them.
us trying to warn Apple and then them doing it and crashing and burning.
I know. Like, I really want them to learn, but Tim just. I mean, he got me excited. He does. He gets me excited every time, and I can't help it. I
You
can't
really
help but
did
be
something to
excited.
me, by the way.
What would I do? No.
Last week, you really put in my head, like, questioning Tim Cook. I have not been able to let that go since.
Oh no.
Now I look at everything differently. Like, does he actually know what he's doing? Or not?
Stay tuned for a future Apple Track video.
Is it about Tim?
Yeah, I actually haven't started working on it at all, but I think yeah,
Oh,
eventually.
I have a similar video, but it's not directly about Tim.
Okay, got you. Are we in competition? Do we have to like start like buying
I
ideas
don't-
off of each other to make
I
sure
don't-
it's exclusive?
I don't think that we're ever competing.
Okay.
I feel like we are.
You're right. You're
We're
so far
two
ahead of me. It's
separate
not even a
arms.
competition.
We're two arms attached to the same soul.
Wow.
There's no competing in arms.
Is Luke Miani the head?
Yeah, he is the body, and we're just the arms.
Yeah, he's the torso.
Speaking of Luke, is he like alive?
I don't really know. I haven't heard.
Last thing
I've heard
I
from
heard,
him a lot.
he's gone. And
I think he's back in America. Maybe.
here's the thing, though. He's texted me, but how do I know it's him? Because I've seen a lot of forensic files where people that killed a person also take the phone and they're texting, and they just see how long they can keep you thinking that they're alive before you start questioning stuff. We should demand proof of life. A picture of Luke Miani holding up today's newspaper, which sounds impossible. Where do you get a newspaper?
Proof of life. At
We need Luke to
Walgreens,
give
I
us
think.
a-
I don't know.
But even that might be questionable. I don't know what happened to this show today, but have you ever seen? I don't remember the name, but there was a case a while
The
back.
Babadook.
Yeah, we'll call it that.
I don't
Where
know what that is.
a girl was kidnapped, and the kidnappers were asking for ransom from the parents, and the parents said, "We need proof of life." So they sent a picture of their daughter, holding a newspaper, but she wasn't alive. They just posed her like she was.
That's creepy.
The picture's up online. True crime stuff. In another life, in another universe, I'm doing that and not Apple rumors. But I think it's starting to merge because Apple is committing crimes themselves by announcing features and not putting them out in a timely manner. You don't even, if you haven't finished the feature, you don't even know how they work. And you're telling us
Also,
how they work?
I was in an Apple store yesterday, and I just looked at all the HomePods, and by all the HomePods, I mean the two that they make.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at that like, oh, you're actually useless now.
Oh,
Like you've always been useless, but It's just like I feel that's what I'm saying with the fragmentation here, and I've been thinking of. I think I'll probably make a video about this when Apple Intelligence launches because I
Okay.
just think the central problem right now is it feels fragmented, and it's like Apple's telling you that
You're
these
right.
features are like kind of there, but then you use it, and it's like, well, actually, it's not the new Siri. But then when the new Siri launches, I don't know. I get when it's coming in beta and it's not out, and they've said that and they've been very clear about it, but it's been a bit confusing to sort of find like these are the features that are here, these are the features that are not. When are things coming out? I wish that Apple would say, you know, X, Y, and Z features are here. This is what's coming in September. This is what's coming in October. This is what's coming in November.
Yeah.
Rather than just kind of like waiting blindly to know, okay, I guess we'll maybe one day get Chat GPT. I don't know.
I feel like this isn't like this couldn't possibly be the case because they couldn't be this dumb. But it feels like there are separate teams working on each feature and no one is communicating every day.
I mean, that's how we know that Apple silos people out on different teams that they don't really are allowed to communicate because Apple cares so much about.
But for a company that like their whole thing is it all works together, it just works. Their teams are not doing that. So how's their phone going to do that?
I think it's amazing that Apple's products work as well as they do with the teams being so separated.
They're working
it's
less and less.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got Apple Intelligence kind of coming. It's not. I will say my excitement for the iPhone 16 is. I mean, are there even going to be exclusive AI features now? Or is it just going to be the capture button? Is the capture button just going to be that's it?
It feels like that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
It's much less about, we're going to get less and less change to the point where every year is an S year and it's just all S's.
Oh, no. That sounds really sad.
Yeah.
Except for next year, according to John Prosser. Everybody, let's pull up the #1 new video on YouTube, breaking records by the day.
#1 new video on YouTube?
He said, introducing iPhone Air. And on the thumbnail, it says it's my first look at the Apple iPhone Air. Now, this is really exciting because as a viewer, I know that new iPhones come out every year around this time. So, like, he got this exclusive thing early, and I get to see a first look at the iPhone Air. Just kidding. You actually get into the video, and you will see, I'll give you some credit before I pop off on you. And I'm going to pop off on you, okay?
You're going to pop off on me for what?
I'm going to pop off on you.
Okay, go ahead.
You did a really good job at saying, like, hey, this is actually the iPhone 17, not the iPhone coming this year, which I appreciate. But I will say that introducing iPhone Air, it's a clickbait. It's a clickbait, everybody. We got to give him the clickbait sticker. And I've been accused of this, too. Don't get me wrong. I've been a clickbaiter before, too.
Okay.
But
wait, didn't you make an Apple Watch 10 video? And that even I, like... Okay. When there's no when the product doesn't exist and it's just a concept that has been leaked or whatever, especially since we don't know what this phone is. There are people in the comments even speculating that it's the flip phone. So like not a lot of people took this as I have CADs, this is the phone. I never said that. It's not in the title. So it, whatever. But the same thing you did with Apple Watch 10, a conceptual thing because we don't have anything yet. You post it. I even used that. And I think I made a video about it too and used those. So what's the issue?
I think it's different when I didn't say introducing Apple Watch X or Apple Watch X first look until we actually had. I mean, you're playing a little coy. You know that title was very good. You know
I know
you knew
good.
that was going to get more clicks than just iPhone 17 first look.
There's also no proof of an iPhone Air. The whole video is speculation. And I think that's pretty clear.
I don't think it's clear to a lot of people that have watched it. I think it's very clever. And I'm not saying I disagree with you. I'm just saying it's a clickbait.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll take it.
Okay.
I think it's pretty clever clickbait.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing.
Are you upset?
It's better than what I do.
Are you upset about the title or the thumbnail?
No, I'm just saying it's a clickbait.
Well, this feels like I'm sitting here and you've duct taped me to this chair.
Yeah.
You can't see it, viewers, because it's below all this. But he has me duct taped to this chair, and you have the T-gun facing me. And I know which side the bullet's coming out of.
He has pants on, but instead of pants, it's duct tape.
Yeah, the
chair.
T is facing down, if you know what I mean.
All I'm saying is a couple weeks ago, you were like, here at Front Page Tech, we're getting away from the clickbait. But then I watched this video and I'm like, there's a little bit of that clickbaiter in the YouTuber that never dies.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. We're trying to be
Um,
much less obnoxious about.
Okay, it
Like-
wasn't obnoxious. I'll say that.
Like the titles are no longer like SEO. Here you go. Typical Front Page Tech stuff. I'm
SEO,
trying to
here you
title
go.
each one, a little bit separately. They all get their own individual thumbnail, and I don't know yet if me
Yeah.
being in the thumbnail helps or hurts. But we have been opting to not put me in the thumbnail just because we've done that for so long that we're trying to
the thumbnails are
separate
beautiful.
the new content from the old. So I might go back eventually to me in the thumbnail, but right now I'm not doing that. Also,
Okay.
it feels amazing to stop recording and then not have to pose for a stupid fucking YouTube face thumbnail.
Right.
It's
I know,
great.
that's the worst thing
It's
ever.
amazing.
It's my least favorite activity on the internet.
I have the thumbnail made first.
Nice.
I had
Really?
Oh yeah, I make
Damn,
all the thumbnails
that's smart.
first. I had 3, maybe 4 or
Sounds like
5
Mr.
thumbnails
Beast.
made that I kept swapping between, putting in like the A/B testing. I had one that I thought was really clever. It was thin different instead of think different. Huh?
I think I saw that one.
That one did really well. Then the next one was the one that is posted, but darker, and the white one did the best and got chosen. Do you still not have A/B testing?
No, I do, but there's a glitch on YouTube where the aspect ratio that I upload to.
Oh yeah, you
For
told me.
for some reason, the thumbnails put black bars on the A/B testing, so I can't really use it yet.
We don't upload in the same or like the same ratio, right?
No.
You changed?
Yeah, I changed.
Is that it? Do you think? Because it doesn't do that for me.
Yeah, I think it is. It's because I'm uploading to optimize for like iPhone 15, iPhone 14 Dynamic Island size phone.
Mm-hmm. But
Versus
thumbnails are
Notch.
always 16:9. Always, they're never not that. So
I
why?
know.
I don't
that's
understand.
why I don't get it either. It crops it weird. It's so sad.
But wait, you're
but
big.
I'll-
You are a big, popular, kind YouTuber, and
Mm,
you're telling me you don't have access to a person at YouTube? Don't we all? Isn't that
What? I don't-
don't we all have our own person at YouTube that we could talk directly to?
not that
You would
this
think
is
that's how it
news to me. Yeah.
You would think that's how it works.
Yeah, I wish.
Have you had those YouTube managers reach out to you?
Yeah.
Dude, I made the mistake
Partner
one time
managers.
of replying.
Yeah, you go on the call with them.
I didn't go on the call, but I replied with my
Mm.
phone number, and we
Oh,
never officially scheduled a call, but they
Okay.
just relentlessly called. And then I got another email from a completely different person that was like, "Hey, I'm your partner manager now." Okay, I have never talked to any of you. None of you can help me do anything.
And this is the start of a true crime movie about how one partner manager killed the other and put on a skin.
Yeah.
to
Can we,
talk to
can
John
we see
Crawford.
signs of life, please? Can we see signs of life?
One time I got on a call with the YouTube partner manager, and this is when I was down bad in like 2017.
I think I did that too one
And-
time.
Yeah, dude, like I got on a call and he was just like, "So what do you want to talk about today?" And like, it's YouTube, and it was like when people were talking about the algorithm was really becoming like a big thing. So as a joke, I was like, "I think this will be a good opener." I was like, "Yeah, let's start by you telling me the secret to the YouTube algorithm." And I said it like that, and he was like, "So here at YouTube, we like to think of the he like did not. He was like very serious. He was like, "We actually don't like to think about the algorithm. We like to think about the audience." And I think if you're making, and I was just like, "Bro, it was a joke." Like I said later, I was like, "Oh, I was just joking about that part. Like I know it's not that." And he was like, "Well, we just like to be very." And I'm like, "Okay, this is not a good match. You're not a good manager."
Have
for
you
me."
ever had a partner manager that helped or knew anything?
No, they're usually pretty deft and clueless.
They're just like,
That's
you
really
should
mean. That's
optimize
really
for
mean.
SEO.
Sorry,
and
my filter's been removed.
they're like, you should optimize for SEO, and also have you thought about making better thumbnails? Like that's their
Yeah,
advice every time.
I mean, to be fair, I still need help. I've got so much to learn. But they were very much like they didn't help me. Also,
what?
I was at a Barnes and Noble the other day.
Okay.
This is all with the trip. This is the only time I'm getting out of the house. Like when I don't work, I'm just like doing random activities. I guess that's life, right?
Okay.
And I found, you know what? This person deserves to be named because he's the author of the book. Wrote a book about YouTube.
Oh my god. Okay.
And as a YouTuber that's had a micron of success, I was like, this will be very interesting. And I was just flipping through.
Like you do.
And I flipped through the titles and thumbnails section. And I could only get to the titles before I wanted to. I had
The
a
Tika?
thought in Minecraft about harming myself and others. And dude, it was just like the title section. And it was like, let's say the video is about like NASA and partnering with Elon Musk. And I kid you not, one of the example titles was like, you'll never guess what the new NASA and Elon partnership means for you. And that was a real title. He was like, you should
Hang
put
on.
you
That's
in
a
the
great idea.
title.
Let me change my title to "You'll never guess what phone this is."
But like one of the real titles he suggested was like, you want to put you in the title so the viewer feels like it's like calling them out specifically so they click. And I was like, does he think it's still 2006? Like,
Oh, this is recent?
the book was on the front shelf of a Barnes & Noble in the business section. And then it was like, no shade, but also a little bit of shade because it hurts my head. I just need to get this off my chest. But it was like, if you want more advice about YouTube, go to vidIQ and vid whatever these services are. And I'll just say, it feels very predatory for people that are struggling growing their YouTube channel. And I have this problem with courses a lot. Like one of my friends in town was joking. He was like, bro, like if you really want to make money, you should make like a YouTube course. And so many of our peers have done it, but like I do want to go on the record saying like I might make a course about like filmmaking or something, right? But I will never make a YouTube course or a TikTok course. I will never do it. I will never, ever, 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 ever do it.
So you think they're bad?
It's so, even if somebody was like, we'll give you a bag, like it sits wrong in my soul. Because it is predatory.
This is the part where people expect me to go, well, I don't think it's predatory. Here's why, but I actually completely agree. 100%.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just being in the Barnes and Noble and like, I don't know, there's just another woman that walked up. She didn't even like look at that book, but I was just thinking like, man, if you're like somebody that's like, you know, fresh out of college or even maybe like a teenager and you want to start your YouTube channel, like I know I've been in spots in my life where I would see a book like that. It's like the same idea of like, you know, the Wolf of Wall Street wrote the book of like, here's how you do business. And I guess self-help in general, I think some of it is like really good and helpful. And a lot of it is I'm like, you could do so much better if instead of buying this $50 book, you just went to therapy for a year. Because like you'd actually make progress and confront things.
Here's the quiet part that no one says out loud. Because there is no doubt, and other YouTube gurus are highly experienced and know a lot of what they're talking about. Many, many play buttons to back up his theories and his procedures. But what no one tells you about that gets to pick who those people are. That's the difference. Not everyone can just pick a book and then be successful, because sometimes it's not your growth strategy, and sometimes it's just you. You know what I mean? Sometimes not everyone in the world should make content. Not everyone is good at making content. Gets to choose who he sees potential in and then implement his growth strategies. That's the difference. So just because it makes it work for everyone else doesn't mean if you buy that $50 book, or even better, I know people in our circle that have spent I probably shouldn't say the price, nearly 5 digits of things.
That's a lot of digits.
As for a private, like one-on-one thing, and I have not seen a single one of them do well.
And this is for anybody that's like, this seems like it's coming out of left field. If you're actually a longtime viewer, we have talked about this in YouTube classes and gurus for like basically as long as the show's been around. I feel like we've had the same stance that like we don't really mess with that as YouTubers.
Experience is the best thing you could possibly do. Just making stuff, getting experience making stuff is the best thing you could do. I don't even know how many YouTubers watch us or like up and coming creators watch us, but that's like the best.
I'm sure, to be clear, I'm sure that this person is brilliant. I'm sure they're a super nice, kind human, and I'm not going after their character. I'm just going after the product that they produced, which is a self-help YouTube book. And that is what I take take a little. I take a moderate amount of issue with, just because it feels messed up. And it's not to say that there's not some helpful things in the book, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is the best self-help I can give anybody out there doing YouTube. But I just feel like a good, catchy thumbnail that is as simple as you can make it, that tells the story in the picture, a straightforward title that is reflective of what the video is and it's about,
Mm-hmm.
and a great story intermixed into the content. Like
Yeah.
right now for the meta of YouTube, that is the meta. That
Yeah.
is where we're at. And it's going to change. It's changed many times before, but that is the general meta for general success on the platform. And
Yeah.
I think that would probably tell you more than a $30 or $40 book.
And there's no doubt that those
Would.
like most, I don't want to say all, but most of those gurus are not being predatory on purpose. Like, but that's just why the transaction is happening, because these people are vulnerable and desperate in some ways. I spent a lot of money on YouTube guru stuff, on a lot of courses, on a lot of books, on a lot
You
of
did?
seminars. I did a lot.
Really?
2017, 2018, around that time.
Whoa.
I knew some people on Search and Discovery at YouTube. It was like a whole thing. And none of that helped me make better things. That's what I was missing. Like, I can go back 100% of the time. If I look back at the videos I was making then, when in that time I was like, man, I make the best stuff. I just need the right eyes to see me. Now when I watch it, I can tell it didn't deserve what I thought it deserved. I wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
I wasn't making good stuff yet. For some of us, it takes a couple years, maybe a year. And for some of us, like me, it took me 10 years.
Same.
to
And
make
it's still
anything
taking
good.
me. Like, I don't know. I feel like I still am. I don't know. It's still like a lot to learn and understand. And I don't know. Yeah, it's just sort of like patience is important. And you can't really sell somebody patience. So you sell them a book to sort of make it feel like that they're making
Patience don't
progress.
cost
And
$50. So
I don't know. Like I bought a self-help book or two before, especially when I was in my teenage formative years. And
like
yeah, I
not
don't feel like
YouTube
it
self-help,
really-
just general self-help.
yeah, just like I don't even know if I can think of one. But it's just listen, and I'm not saying there's a right answer for everybody, right? Like maybe the YouTube help would be great. This is more of a generalized conversation that like
I'm
I mean,
sure there are
let
people
John be
watching
an
right now that
example
had
of like
success.
yeah, like let John be an example of like he has made it on YouTube now, but
Why me?
he didn't make it in 2018. Because I'm saying using you as an example as you bought into it.
Oh yeah,
You bought into the self-help for a couple of years and it didn't really ultimately help. And you had to learn it on your own. And I feel the same way. I had to I don't think someone could have I can't remember if I've shared this piece of knowledge that I learned on YouTube. I think I might
Okay.
have brought it up before, but it feels relevant to this conversation to re-mention now, and people might find it interesting that for a period of my life on YouTube, I was very much like, my videos are too boring and I need to be
Okay.
more funny. So what I'm going to do, because if I can get people to laugh, they're going to think I'm funny and they're going to stay. I'm going to do a weird intro in every video. And like every video is going to be different.
That was my
I'll
favorite
like
though.
run around with a bouncy ball in one. And then
Dress
I'll
like a
like jump
turkey.
onto my chair for another. I'll dress like a turkey. I'll dress like an elf, right? Because if they like those first few seconds, they're going to be like, this guy's funny. I'm going to subscribe and stay. And that did two things. Number one, that will get you a cult to your following of people that love that, right? They're going to be like, I love this quirky thing. But here's the problem, is that it also eliminates 30% of your audience the first second of the video.
Yeah,
So I
they're
remember after
confused
doing
instantly.
that, because they clicked on an iPhone 15 video and an elf showed up.
Yeah.
And those things just don't match up, right? Like it's not even Christmas time, it's July.
Yeah.
And I remember I looked at my YouTube retention graphs. I mean, there's so much that you can. There's like small things you can learn by looking at analytics. So like for example, I think I was looking at my YouTube analytics for a number of videos during that period of time. And I was kind of like, again, and my ego was like, I deserve more. I'm doing everything right. I've even got the good title and the good thumbnail. Why is this video not performing the way I feel it should as the creator? And I remember I looked at my YouTube retention, and I think in the first 30 seconds of a video, I was losing. I think in the first 15 to 20 seconds, I would lose 40% of the viewers.
Ugh, yeah.
So it's like, okay, now we're stretching out 60%. So my watch time and retention was always like 25 to 35% instead of where it is now, which is like 45 to 55.
Mhm.
And YouTube, like the algorithm cares about, people watching. Like the best advice I give you is just like spend a long time on your edit.
Yeah,
Like, that's gonna be-
that is the only thing that
The
like in
content
numbers
will win.
Yeah, that is the only thing in numbers that shows it's a good video is watch time. Everything else is like anecdotal.
And like you can even have like a weak thumbnail and a weak title, but if the video is really good and it tells a great story and it's engaging, it might not do as great as a Mr. Beast video, which nails all three, but it'll still do better than just a bad thumbnail, bad story, bad title. And again, you might be like, this is a great story. Why is it not performing? It's just, some videos just have a smaller audience. Like I worked really hard on my Apple Watch X video and it didn't perform as much as I wanted it to. And it was like, well, why? And it's you realize when the initial rumors were this big redesign, they were that this was going to be a massive upgrade. And then you show people it's just a bigger screen with different speakers and all the health features are canceled. It's like maybe people just are bored and they're going to click off because it's like, oh, it's the same thing again. So there's so much context that some of it's out of your control, but like most of it I've realized is in your control. The majority is in your control. Some things are out of control, market conditions, whatever, but.
And also we're not immune to that. Even now, with years of experience and 9 times out of 10, we make the video that we make a video knowing and expecting that it will do a certain number, and usually it will do that number. But sometimes we really gamble on a project and it still doesn't deliver. And like my Vision Pro review, it got like 255,000 views, 260, I don't remember.
Yeah.
And that is good. But for the amount of effort and work I put in, I was disappointed. But I wasn't disappointed in like YouTube or the algorithm. In fact, looking back, I know exactly why I didn't do as well. I think I told the story in reverse and I could have done better. Like if I could go back, I could do it better now. But sometimes you can't do that. And you just gotta I'm still very proud of that video. I love that video. But I think out of anything I've ever made, that took the most effort and time, even more than the Tim Cook documentary.
Yeah.
Can I talk about something personal?
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was nothing. You go.
No, nothing. Okay. So let me preface this with this is not a I hate Elon Musk conversation. This is not a boycott any social media conversation.
It is.
Yeah. He hates Elon Musk. He's a fucking liberal shill. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I didn't know that not being a fan of Elon Musk meant you're a liberal shill. I don't know what that had to do with politics.
I mean, I think in a lot of cases it lines up, but like sometimes it doesn't. Yeah.
Anyway, I think I am happier separated from social media. That's why I haven't tweeted in a while. Like I think I'm done tweeting. Not because I don't like the platform or I don't like Elon. I use Twitter every day. I get like all of my news there. Anything I learn about Apple, it comes from Apple Track on Twitter. I don't like go to the blogs or anything like that. All of my news for all of my life, politic news, tech news, any news, wrestling news, all from Twitter. All of it. So I use it every day. I'm constantly on Twitter, X. At some point, we just got to call it that. I'm just not used to that yet. I'm trying my best. It's not like I'm being stubborn where like, no, I'm still going to call it Twitter. It's just I used Twitter for 14 years. It's hard.
Yeah.
But I think my methods and my output and my outlet is this podcast and Front Page Tech. And that feels the best. Like if you want to hear from me, these are the places you can find me. I'm not going to interact anymore on Twitter or like I don't have anything interesting to tweet. Anytime I've tweeted, it's because I was thinking of, okay, what would be a good tweet? I don't fucking want to do that anymore. I want to like work on stuff that I'm proud of. And so if anyone notices that I'm not on Twitter or anything, I think I don't know if I'm getting too old or what's happening, but definitely new phase of me.
Okay.
I have no interest in doing that. And I want to pull back a little bit and focus on content that if people want to hear from me, you should go watch this instead.
I think that's smart. I just think you do have a lot of interesting things to say, so you should still say them. But I understand if you want to take a step back.
Like what? Like what do I have interesting to say that should be said on Twitter and not here?
Just like a thought. That's like, well,
just like a thought. All my thoughts end up here, though, you see?
Yeah, but
even your tweets end up here.
But here's the deal. Here's the deal. On my own page, like this is a thought that could be incorporated.
You're not sharing your screen, by the way.
I know,
buddy.
it's my bad. Like, you know, Apple switched their Vision Pro demos to the dual loop instead of the solo loop. And this is like a part of a video, but it's just a thought that I wanted to get out and express.
Yeah, that's fair.
Or, for example, me saying this is the first good thing to ever happen to Ohio is the Ohio driver's license. Like, you know, that's a thought.
Too bad.
I was like,
too bad mine's an Arkansas one, and they don't allow that.
You got to switch your license, bro.
I don't need to. It's not going to expire for years still. So.
Oh. And then Brandon Harvard. I never know how to say his name. But he has a Cybertruck.
Don't you have like chili cheese?
And I love him. He's actually he's one of my OGs. I love him so much. But yeah, he called me. He said that is it true that Ohio has chili cheese dogs?
No idea.
Okay, we'll get back to you, Brandon Harvard.
Yeah, all I know is we have a lot of cornfields.
I had this thought about the iPad where I already made my review, but just looking at this, I was like, is that really a real product? That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's like
I just have
that is a thought
like
that only does well on that. Like your brain curated that thought to be posted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have those
I like
urges anymore. I don't know what happened.
You've got rid of your... All right, we're going to delete my account live here. No,
yeah, let's delete it.
I worked way too hard to get these 170K followers, bro. I'm never giving them up.
Yeah, I did think about that where I was like, if a brand or someone wants to reach out, is it... Because I've thought about deactivating my Twitter entirely. But 400,000 followers on there does look good.
True.
If I want to use it for something. But so, and I also use Twitter to like stuff still, like my account to view and like stuff. So,
do you like that likes are hidden now?
No.
I kind of feel free to like more things, I'll be honest. Because there's so many things that like would look racist that I would like. So
no,
I couldn't
why
like
is
them.
that what you chose to say?
No, it's
you could
just
have
like
said anything else.
Because they're like deep fried memes that where if somebody was like Sam Kohl liked, it might look a little like, whoa, what is he trying to say here?
Yeah,
I'm not trying to say anything.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just saying I like this for some reason.
Yeah, I
not
agree
because I would
because
say this or
I agree.
That, but...
Every time I would like a tweet, it used to be a thought. Like I'd have to think, is this worth people seeing that I like this? Would this be a problem? So yeah, I get what you're saying.
Exactly. So yeah, let's move on to some more news. All right, let's get off.
Let's move on to more news.
The X-Horse, new
Do you
colors
think
for the
people are annoyed
iPhone
by us
16.
Talking about like real life and our jobs and not.
Yeah, there's probably a few people that are.
Like, what's the alternative to make up Apple News?
I don't know. I think the conversation flow has been good today, but I understand if people feel a certain way.
The real ones, no. The geniuses.
It's okay. I accept all of you no matter what. We've got new image showing iPhone 16 colors via my boy Sonny Dixon. What do you think of these?
Are these accurate colors?
I reached out and he said yes.
Do you think they're going to be more muted? Because those, for audio listeners, they're pretty saturated currently.
We're looking at white and black as well as a darker blue, similar to I think like the iPhone 12-ish. Or I know iPhone 13
It almost looks
blue.
like a baby blue.
iPhone 16 is sort of like a teal, and then we've got the same pink yet again. Kind of looks like me.
I feel like
the me color, pink.
I feel like when they launch, though, they're gonna be the same thing. When light hits them, it's gonna look white, all of them.
Probably. And then interesting, we also got the Pro colors as well from Sonny, but we did not see what the rose gold. Do you think potentially they ran into an issue and it won't ship? That would be really sad.
That would maybe
But
they
it
couldn't.
has happened before. Remember on the iPhone, and actually it was with rose gold, which is really funny.
Oh yeah,
Remember
they
on
couldn't get the color
iPhone
to look
10?
right on the material.
Yeah, on the iPhone
Yeah.
10 we only got white and black. There was no gold, and that gold came on the 10s.
But
So
like,
I'm
where the
scared.
hell's my phone?
Because the gold
Okay.
is gonna look pretty this year.
The natural titanium is like you only need to do a little bit more work to make that bronze or like pink, bronze, rose gold, whatever you would call it.
Yeah, you do think that would be the case. I'm not gonna
Bronze
get the
and
natural
pink are
titanium
not
again
close.
this year.
I don't know why I
though.
said that.
I've already decided if it's these colors and even rose gold's there, I'm getting white.
You know what?
'Cause
My
it'll
iPhone
match me.
13 year was my best year.
You got.
I had a
dark
white
black?
one.
Oh, you did have a white one? Oh, yeah, we both had the white one. Dude,
Yeah.
that was a beautiful phone.
Yeah.
The stainless steel edges. Ugh.
Not that I don't. Where the fuck? How did I lose my phone? Has
You are in an
anyone seen it?
You're on a new undisclosed location.
That doesn't mean anything. No. Oh, is that on the floor? Do I feel it? That is it on the floor. Anyway, you guys know what the natural titanium iPhone looks like. I like how it looks.
I can show it.
But
I'll
if
show
it
you.
was
I'll be your
white,
hero.
I think I would like it more. That's not for everything in life, but for iPhones, I wish I got a white one.
Yeah, honestly, same. And everybody has the gray. I don't feel like a special boy anymore. I
Which
just
one
like all
had like
other
the matte
boys.
black looking one? Which year was that? 14?
14, and that's coming back this year on the 16.
Okay, I have regretted not buying that phone.
Fun fact, I actually regretted buying the matte black 14.
Really?
I don't like this much. But that was when I got invited to Apple Park, and it was actually really useful because crazy how like going to an Apple event gives you more context by getting to talk to Apple engineers and people that work
Imagine.
at the company. And I remember this wasn't like on the website, but he had specifically mentioned to me and Andrew Edwards, who I was with, he was like, yeah, we actually like specifically made the rails this color. And it was like, he like talked about the process that they used. And I was like, see, that's really like interesting and good context. And he pointed that out. And I don't know, I was just like, this is great. It would be so cool to have context. That's why Andrew Edwards, who I know is listening, he always, you know how he always gets in our group chat with all three of us and texts us all the things we did wrong
Inconvenience
on the
bar?
show? Yeah. It's like, well, Andrew, maybe if I also got to talk to Apple at briefings, I would have a more nuanced view of what they're doing with Apple Intelligence. But all I see is apple.com. So yeah, I'm going to be a little confused and have a question.
Yeah, did you see his video at the interview? The
Yeah, it was
interviews
really
that he
cool.
did?
He got to
Yeah.
talk to the press.
How we get to that?
You know what? I'm going to throw in the towel after this year, I've decided. But this
You're
is
gonna
my
throw in
last
the
year. I'm
towel?
holding out hope. I'm holding out hope for the invite in September because I will say, and correct me if I'm wrong, I do feel like I'm the #1 iPhone 16 YouTuber.
Why are you making it specific to iPhone 16?
Just because that's specifically a beat that I feel like I've been on better than
Okay.
anybody else on the internet.
I agree.
And I just feel like if it's not that, like, this has been like my year for iPhone stuff. So I just feel like if it's not this year, it's never going to happen. And that's okay. Like, if they don't, it's okay. I'm still going to make
So
videos
if
about
they
y'all.
reach out to you next year, you're gonna say no, fuck off.
No, I'm not going to say no, but I'm like,
You better hurry, Tim.
how can I say this without saying too much? There are certain behaviors, not like editorial or like telling the truth or my actual opinion. I'll do that regardless, no matter what. But there are like things that I haven't shown on camera because I know that that's not like acceptable. Let me give you a hypothetical example.
Okay.
If I was like, here, go back to the Twitter. Like, for example, if I would have made a video with something that looked like this, and would have been the source
He's showing
of
the dummy
this,
units, by the way, audio listeners.
that maybe that would have been. I was just a very good boy this year. That's all I'm going to say. I was just a very good boy, and I did not.
Here's the formula.
Yeah.
Talk about YouTube advice. I'm going to give you free YouTube advice, everybody.
Please.
100% works every time.
Okay.
Your real mission should be to secure those dummy units from Sonny. He will then mail them to you. At some point, at some day, you will have a box that you can open up and those phones will be in it. So what you will do is you'll take those phones, you'll unbox them, you'll make a thumbnail saying that you have that phone while you're holding it because it's physically there. First look at the iPhone 16. I have it. Hands on. Those are the best. Say hands on. That's a requirement.
Yeah.
And then you put a sponsor in there that you have convinced through who knows what kind of method. And then you take some of that sponsor money and you buy views for said video. That's the method that seems to work. So my favorite thing to do is to buy all the views. So the video has 500,000 views, 600,000. Look conservative, 300,000. And then you scroll down, you see 10 comments. I know that looks suspicious, but it's definitely not. The method works every time. I don't know anyone that does that.
No.
But it works. If all else fails, convince sponsor give you money, take that money, buy YouTube views. Rinse and repeat.
One day we got to do an expose.
Yeah.
But today is not that day.
Today is not that day. And
today was
the
YouTube
geniuses
guru
are
expose.
genius. They're smart. They can figure it out.
Yeah. And by the way, let me just say this. Can you put the camera on me?
Yeah, it's on
you. You guys are welcome. Like, you know how I said, like, hey, this person, I think I do. You're welcome to, like, call me back out as well. You can, like, tell me what I could do better, too. It's a two-way street. It's not just, like, me
we
shouting
suck
at
a
everybody.
lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, one of the things I am proud of is I think for a while I was kind of falling into that clickbait showing stuff, and then I met with my team, and then they were like, maybe there's a way to phrase it differently. I remember Andrew talked to me about it, like
had a heart to heart
this or that, or on TikToks. I remember you had called me out alongside Andrew, and we're like, hey, maybe you should not
about
say
iOS
18 first look when it's not actually the first look. And I thought, you know what, you're right. I've learned and grown from that moment, and I'm all ears for feedback.
Yeah, I'm embarrassed of stuff I did last year. So like,
I'm embarrassed of stuff I did yesterday.
That's sad.
So that's
I'm sorry for that.
But you're better off than me.
I'm sorry to hear that, Sam.
Okay, you want to see something interesting that we saw from Mark Gurman?
I'm always. Oh, you really fucked it up for me at the end there. Something interesting, yes.
Mark Gurman, no. We've got new M4 MacBook Pro, iMac, and Mac Mini models coming later this year.
Hell yeah.
Pretty cool. But you want to know the biggest T?
What's the biggest T?
One of these, so either the MacBook Pro, the iMac, or the Mac Mini, is going to be getting more dramatic changes.
Okay.
So,
more dramatic
remember those
changes.
rumors that I brought up a couple shows ago about that iMac Pro? Okay, we know the MacBook Pro was just updated in 2021 with a massive redesign, and it was black last year. That's not happening. It's going to be a spec bump M4 for the MacBook Pro, so that's out. It's between Mac Mini and iMac. Now, you could argue that the Mac Mini is really due since it's in the old housing still.
You think the same size, but like it's going to be like a hot dog bun?
I could see the Mac Mini being time for that, but also just remember we heard iMac Pro end of 2024, M4 new chip generation.
Yep.
Gurman was the only one, even when everybody else said the iMac Pro was canceled back in the day, that was like, no, it is 100% coming. And then in this, he's like, there was a change of plans, and actually, there's more than just a small change coming to one model. It's going to be dramatic.
Actually,
I just found that interesting, and I don't want to. It took me everything in me to not tweet. It took everything in me to not tweet like he means the iMac. He's talking about the iMac. But we'll see.
Yeah, you could just take up my motto, which is don't tweet anymore.
Yeah.
To anybody.
I mean, honestly, I'd probably be better off. Although I think remember when my tweets used to be a little edgy? I don't think they're edgy anymore.
A little edgy. We've lost our edge. Do you think we should go back? You think we should sharpen up?
No, I'm dull.
We become
I'm very
soft.
dull. So yeah, that was interesting. Excited for new Macs this year. That's probably going to be, I mean, it sounds like we're going to get another like 30-minute October video event type deal. That's kind of the vibe
Hopefully it's spooky.
I'm getting. I mean, I'm down. It was pretty fun. That event, that B-roll from that event is fun. I like fun.
I want the Mac Mini to look like one of those Pez candies. You know, that shape. Because now it doesn't need to be perfect square. It can just be half of that. So still Mac Mini, but Pez candy shaped.
Why Pez shape?
Because I feel like a Pez looks like half of the Mac Mini.
Let's pull up a picture of Pez.
Yeah.
Do you think they would put it in like one of the?
Yeah, but it's just Mark Gurman. You have to open
But
his
there's
mouth
actually an
and it pops
M4
out.
chip when you lift. Wait, what if you lift it up and instead of like the little candies, it's like USB-C, HDMI,
Computer
Thunderbolt.
tower. I love it.
Oh, okay, that could be fun.
America loves towers.
What if they put? I mean, considering the fact that the M4 chip does fit inside of an iPad Pro and it's like this thin.
These?
Would they just make it like the? What if they turned it into this, like the Apple Super Drive? What if they just turned it into this thing?
I'm down. Hell yeah, that'd be
not
sweet.
with this slot, but it would just be like flat with.
No, that'd be sweet.
Like a super flat. I mean, I guess technically that's what the iPad is, right?
Oh yeah.
Although this would have to have ports.
You're right. Yeah.
To be fair,
we'll
see.
I'd be down for an iMac Pro. Like very down.
Me too, brother. If that was
if you're wrong,
32-inch mini LED, I think
if
I'd
you're
get rid
wrong,
of the
we'll
Pro
be very
displays, yeah.
sad. Because I
I'd
believe
get rid
you.
of the yeah, I know. I'm very excited. It's gonna be great. And then last we have one more bit of news about the Apple Watch SE 3 that doesn't really have a release date, but it might one day.
Oh, does the news start with the letter P?
Yeah, it's gonna be plastic. Gurman said it's like actually gonna be that way, and it's gonna maybe be new colors. So
that shit better be $199. A plastic watch.
I'm getting big iPhone 5C vibes from this.
And that worked so well the first time. A plastic watch. Do you know how many times I fucking bang my watch on everything around me?
Yeah.
And you want to make it plastic?
Not gonna be very. Do you think that they're gonna make the iPhone SE4 plastic to keep costs down?
No. No.
Okay, here's the deal. Here's the no. What if they were like, and this is okay. Plot scenario. Me and you are at the Apple meeting.
I can see it.
All right.
We're there.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
there.
sitting at the board. Tim's in the middle. He goes, "All right, we've got two options for the SE4. The first
is that. Well, hang on. Is that your Tim voice?
Yeah.
My eyes are closed, so I don't know. Okay, there you go.
The first is it can be $499.
Okay, is that a different guy? Because that sounds different than the last Tim voice.
Tim just got he's way more excited.
Okay,
the first
he's
is a $499 full aluminum design iPhone 16 housing.
Okay.
Consumers love the iPhone SE4 with an aluminum full consumer housing.
They love.
But we here at Apple, we have other ideas. And that's why I'd like to show you the iPhone SE4 now. Just kidding about all that aluminum thing. We're actually going to sell the iPhone SE4. Same specs of 6.1-inch display, single camera, 48 megapixel, good battery, A18 chip. But it's $399 and it's made of a plastic housing.
Well, listen, if they're
Which
serious,
one should we sell?
I think they need to go further. Listen, for a company that claims to be all about the environment, plastic watch doesn't feel as nice, doesn't feel as good in my heart. So if we're gonna, doesn't Louis Rossman is his saying that if you're gonna be the bitch, you gotta be the whole bitch?
I don't know. I don't really.
I think that's
him.
his.
He seems very toxic.
Yeah, if you're gonna be a bitch, be the whole bitch. So Apple, this is for you. If you're really gonna do this, make the Apple Watch SE and the iPhone SE4 out of Finewoven. That's the best thing you could do for the environment.
Let's
just a bunch of
close out
parts
with
inside a
Finewoven.
bag of Finewoven.
Let's close out with Finewoven today.
Oh,
this is the new kind
first
of
podcast
case.
you've ever heard that from.
This is the new type of case that Apple announced.
$60?
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
So I've spent $60 on this case? That's how much I bought it for?
Why would
was
you
in my
have ever
review
bought
for
a
it.
Finewoven?
I used it only for the review.
Oh.
Cause I remember putting it on my phone and taking it off my phone. It like squeaked and made terrible noises. Like it didn't fit the phone.
I don't want to be your friend no more.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Dude, the
or
blue and the black looks so
$4.91 a month for 12 months. $4.91. You could
and I get 3% daily cash.
finance this.
Woo!
Wow, yay.
Finewoven is just still a disaster. They're really bad cases, and we've heard that Apple, they're selling so poorly that they stopped production. And they're so my question is this
Not
year, with
surprised.
these being so bad, are they gonna like ditch Finewoven and it's gonna be like fine leather? It's just gonna be a faux leather or a vegan leather?
That's just fine woven. That's not even good woven. So they need to go better woven.
Great
Best
woven. Best
Best
woven.
woven.
I
It's
also
not just
remember
fine,
seeing.
it's best.
Do you also, bro? The iPhone MagSafe wallet Finewoven is sinful. How is it the same price as the case?
Did you say sinful?
Yeah,
Oh, it is the same price.
that's cray.
That's kind
That
of.
shit cray, ain't it, Jay? Yeah, that's crazy.
Do you think there is a universe where this podcast, where we turn on Apple?
We just do it so long that eventually, wait, we become like the washed people who've been doing Apple stuff too long, so then they just hate it. Oh,
No,
I
we'll
don't
have
like
to.
that
No,
thought.
we'll just go to Samsung.
Yeah, I'd
We'll
rather.
start talking about Samsung.
I'd rather delete the YouTube channel then.
Well, if we talk
Or
about Samsung, we
Samsung.
still are talking about Apple because they just copy all the things from Apple. So AirPods and Watch Ultra. So we can just—it's basically the same show,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
a simple
yeah.
change.
So interesting.
Calm
to see
down
what
in the
will happen.
comments. It was a fucking joke. God, I can hear them clickety clacking.
Oh, you can hear their little heels
Or
marching.
where's that
here.
guy that's like, you guys are gonna, the come down's gonna be harder than us regular folk. You think you're all big about, but you're not. And you
I
yell.
mean, you're right. Do I think that there is an unironic influencer marketing bubble? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But also, okay, I don't think we would be as impacted as like the general influencer because we are more niche. And I think we'd still be impacted by an influencer marketing pop. But I think we're just generally correlated to the advertising industry in general. Like when COVID happened, yeah, sponsorship rates went down a lot.
We're still dealing with
and
that
then
fucking shit.
YouTube ads went down a lot. But, you know, it's just like also I think spending everywhere just kind of went down because there was a little viry that started getting people. I got
little-
affected by the little viry.
Just a
couple
small
weeks ago.
viry is all.
Yeah.
A fine woven viry.
I remember in your videos, one of the things I thought you did was so funny back in the day is you were like, you know, the.
Oh, I called it the bap bap.
Yeah, the bap.
Because the YouTube was identifying the
good.
words coronavirus, so we had to
Yeah.
we had to change the
And
words.
they were temporarily demonetizing because they didn't have the bandwidth to like sort like this is.
yeah, it was happening too
You should
fast.
pour bleach on your wound and then like, hey, it's the iPhone 16 is delayed because
You got to put it straight into your veins, is what I hear.
Yeah. So I don't know. Are you excited? That I mean, the iPhone comes out next month. We're really in it. It's really
doesn't.
hit
I'll
me.
tell you what. That doesn't feel real even a little bit.
It's been
because
another year.
every time I've thought about the iPhone 16, to me, we just got the iPhone 15 like 3 months ago, and it's been that
I
way
know.
every month until now. Where I'm like, oh, we went through the whole year. It's time for the
And
next one.
Some YouTubers are already talking about this iPhone Air thing, and it's like, what does
Crazy.
that even mean?
Crazy.
Like, what is going on? I've actually
That's
made a
not even-
decision this year.
The
think
YouTuber that
that's-
made that video about the iPhone Air that's coming out next year might not even be alive when that phone comes out.
Oh, I sure hope he is.
So many things could
'cause
happen.
He's my best buddy.
Tornadoes,
Oh no, not another
robberies.
tornado. Robbery, you'd still be alive. You'd just be broke.
Same thing.
Yeah, I'm really getting excited. I know my mood doesn't. I've been very tired this whole show. It's just been like nonstop going for 4 days, and I've been hosting people, and it's just like I also have like a lot of work to do, and like I have more friends coming to stay with me the second that they leave. So my life is just kind of eternal chaos right now. But I promise
You're
I'll
like a
be-
friend buffet where it just never ends.
It is, and I'm so blessed, and I love everyone. I'm having fun. To be clear, it's
You're
amazing.
getting
It's just like I'm a little.
spoon-fed friends, and you
Today
can't stop it.
we were just like sitting on hot cement, getting like hit by the sun in the valley, and I was like, "Oh, I'm."
You
so
don't look like
sleepy."
that. You're not the normal color you would be if you did that.
There was a roof above us. Thank
Okay,
goodness.
that helps. Yeah,
But I've been sunscreening when we went to the beach day.
I'm proud of you.
Oh, I want to show you the last thing I discovered recently that's not paid, but it has changed my life. And if you're watching this, please reach out to me. Please reach out to me.
Yo, that looks so cool.
Dude, it's this brand that I saw that I'm like, this is incredible. So have you ever been to the beach, and I'll search beach canopy, right? You've probably seen this before. You go to the beach, and you've seen this thing, right? You've got the sand everywhere, and then the poles and the strings. But here's the deal with these guys, especially like this is actually these are terrible examples. I wanted to go to images, gang. What are we doing here?
Okay.
What are we doing? Okay, so this is a great example of like what it is. You've got the sand that you fill up in each side, you've got the poles, and it's great. It provides a lot of shade. It's awesome. But the thing is, not only is it a way more big thing to carry, but it's like you got to fill every single one up with sand. You got to put the poles in. Then you have to tear all of it down, empty out 4 things of sand.
There's too many things.
The Shibumi shade is brilliant. What this is the next generation of beach canopy. It kind of feels like the iPhone 16 of beach canopy. What you do, it's powered by the wind. And made from recycled materials. So here's how it works. Let me show you.
Is it just in the air like a kite?
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
So, we've got video.
That was very loud.
That was really loud. Yeah, basically, it's a single thing of a pole that sticks together. You put on a shade and put sand in one thing. Not only is it way easier to adjust the angle of, but you can set it up in like seconds. It's got SPF protection on top, but I am pissed because I just bought the old one, and it is a little loud. Like, you know how you could hear something flapping in the wind? They just came out with a new one the day after I bought it. It's this new quiet version.
Okay.
So I'm going to return the other one and get the quiet version because that was my one complaint. But
what if there's no
short,
wind?
But you're by the ocean, so there's always going to be wind. At least over here in Los Angeles. I don't know how it is on the other oceans, but I'm pretty sure like ocean waves create debris.
Ocean
I'm
waves?
shorty now. Anyway, this is not sponsored whatsoever, but I would love for them to be.
Unless they want it to be. We can make it that way.
It's just such a good idea.
I would even go outside
cool.
if they sponsored.
I mean, I do go outside. And basically, I'm now part of the cult Shibumi. It's also called the Shibumi, which is just like the greatest name ever.
Shibumi,
right? Like, they have accessories? What is wind assist? No wind, no problem. Oh, so you can turn it into a regular? Oh, interesting. This is so interesting. But this is not what I bought. No wind rare. Wait, that's so funny. Sorry, this is just hilarious. I love Shibumi so much. Please sponsor the show.
What do you do though if if you had a Shibumi and we went to the beach and there was enough wind? Could I like sit under it and go? And
I think that's kind of I think that's the vibe. If both of us sit at each end of the Shaboom, we could Shaboom it up.
Okay. I'm
trying to find somebody to Shaboom me, if you know what I'm saying.
Wait. Why did we announce? We shouldn't have said anything about that. We should have made a genius one.
I feel like the manufacturing on like a super lightweight, high quality thing made from recycled materials powered by the wind would be a little. Also, they probably have a patent on that design.
We're going to partner with them. With Shaboom, we do a genius collaboration.
I mean, yeah, having it say genius on top in our font would look sick.
Great. Yes.
Should we reach out?
I almost said the audience should peer pressure them, but don't do that. Don't do that.
Peer pressure Shibumi. Tweet them nonstop. I mean, X them nonstop. Anyway, do you have anything else to say, or should we wrap this bitch up?
Don't do drugs. Be careful in the streets.
And always give hugs.
Always give hugs. And Shibumi should sponsor us. I have wrapped up.
And Shibumi, do Shibumi, not drugs.
Do Shibumi, not drugs. We give free marketing to everybody. I know. And don't get enough credit.
I know. This show, it reaches Billy. It actually reaches 1/7 of the every episode. That many people care about 2 mid-white guys on the Actually, 1 sick white guy, 1 other mid-white guy. This is great. Do you have any big plans for the rest of your Monday? I'll turn it down so you can talk.
Our song is unironically very good.
We worked really hard finding it. Do you have anything else to say? You can talk when the song is going.
Oh yeah, we can.
Yes.
Be careful. Outside.
That sounds like a threat. What the are you? Why did you end it? I don't want to end a podcast with the guy that looks like he's a serial killer saying, "Be careful outside."
That's the best advice. You know how many times I get mugged or hurt? 0. Do you know why? Don't go outside. You too can be like me, safe and inside.
With your Shibumi indoor. No. Where you just below.
Yeah. Well, with the Shibumi, you're still inside but outside, you know?
Isn't that the best name? Like, we got to come up with
Shibumi.
something like that.
I know.
That's so
it needs to
good.
be, something needs to be catchier.
We need more
and
fun.
Yeah.
Oh, we are working on exclusive announcement. We are working on a new merch drop coming soon. Our first in a long time.
Oh, we're just saying it?
I'm not saying what it is, but I'm saying, yeah,
Okay.
we are working on a new merch drop.
Best one yet?
I think it is. This one's actually gas. Like this
It is
one,
it is gas.
I feel like we're both like really proud of it.
Yeah, it's pretty gas.
It's pretty gas. So
it was
yeah,
it
stay
was
tuned
laid
for that.
upon our feet. It was too good to not do it.
Yeah, and just remember, make Apple great again.
You said it, not me.
Okay, bye.
MAGA.
Nope, I didn't say that. I did not say that. Not any of that.
Me either. Would never.
Okay, bye.